Imagine retiring in your 40s or 50s with $1 million in investments, living life on your terms. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the catch. What if we told you it's simpler than you think and you don't need to be a financial genius or six-figure earner to get started?
Exactly. We have all been told that financial independence means no fun and eating a lot of rice and beans. But that's not true.
So, how do we turn our average salaries into a seven-figure retirement fund? Well, we're about to reveal the 7 strategies that worked for us. And trust me, some of them might just surprise you. Stick around until the end because we have one major bonus step that you definitely don't want to miss. Oh, and before we dive in, welcome to our channel. We're Jason,
And Daravi?
a married couple who retired at 39 with a 7-figure portfolio.
Yep, you heard that right. We hit financial independence before 40, and now we're here to share our journey with you. Our channel is about helping you achieve financial freedom, and whether you're just starting out or already on your way. So if you are ready to learn and get inspired and maybe even laugh a little, you are in the right place. Let's get started.
So first of all, let's talk about debt for a minute. It's that nagging worry that just won't go away. It keeps you up at night and makes early retirement feel like an impossible dream. It's like trying to get ahead with a heavy weight on your back.
Absolutely. And don't even get me started on the struggle between incomes and expense. No matter how much you make, there's always something else you need to spend on. You get a raise and you suddenly feel like your expense grow right along with it. It's like trying to keep up with every ever expanding list of bills.
And then there's lifestyle creep. That's when you convince yourself you need to upgrade your phone, your car, or even your whole wardrobe just because you got a small raise. It's like watching your money vanish while you try to keep up with everyone around you.
And let's not forget the fear of outliving your savings. No one wants to hit 80 and find out that you're out of money, right? It's like planning a road trip and discovering halfway that your car is out of gas.
But don't worry, we're here to help you sort through these issues. Today, we're sharing exactly how we tackle these problems step by step. Trust us, we've been there, and we've got a clear path to help you get started on your journey to early retirement.
And before you think this is all about pinching pennies and living like a hermit, let me assure you, it's not. Our journey wasn't just about saving money, it's about living a life we love. We are going to show you how to strike that balance.
Let's take a look at step 1, avoid debt. So here's my story. The only debt I've ever had was my mortgage, and I paid that off in just 11 years. That decision was a major key to my success. And here's why. Debt can weigh you down, limit your options, and keep you tied to a job you'd rather leave. But avoiding debt, that's like giving yourself the freedom to shape your future. Now, I know some people will tell you that paying off your mortgage early isn't that smart. You should invest that money instead. But here's the thing. Without that mortgage payment hanging over my head, I was able to retire early, and for the past 6 to 7 years, I've used that money to travel the world for 6 months every year. I also avoided student loans by going to an in-state college, living at home, and working as much as I could during those college years. Oh, and by the way, I've always paid cash for my cars.
My story is a bit different, but with the same result. I aimed for and was fortunate enough to earn a scholarship abroad, so I could land a better paying job back in Cambodia. This means no student loans either. And like Jason, I have only ever paid cash for my car. Keeping that out of our lives has been one of the smarter things we have done.
Debt is often seen as a necessary evil, but we're here to tell you it's not. It can shackle you to a job you hate and delay your dreams. But when you avoid it, you can actually spend your money on things that truly matter, like those 6 months of travel I mentioned earlier, instead of just paying off interest. And that's really the point here. Avoiding debt isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about living the life that you want without the burden of constant payments. It's about having the freedom to make choices that enrich your life, not just your bank's bottom line.
All right, let's move on to step 2. Maximize your income. Here's the good news. You don't need to be making 6 figures to retire early. What you really need is to be smart with what you earn.
Exactly. When I was starting out, I didn't have a high-paying job, but what I did have was a willingness to hustle. I accepted promotions at work whenever they came up, and I didn't shy away from putting in extra hours. Early on in my career, I worked weekends. I also worked at my dad's restaurant, making sure that every dollar counted. Sure, it wasn't glamorous, but it made a huge difference.
And my strategy wasn't too different. I also took every opportunity that came my way, whether to change jobs or get a promotion. Each one might have seemed like a small step, but those incremental increases added up over time. The key wasn't just in earning more, but in being intentional with how that extra income was used. There is this myth out there that you need a sky high salary to retire early, but that's not true. What you really need is the mindset of maximize every dollar you make. It's about being strategic, working with that side hustle, accepting those promotions, and not letting any opportunities slip by.
And remember, it wasn't just about saving more. It was also about funding the experiences that brought us joy. By maximizing our income, we were able to invest in the things that matter to us, whether that was travel, hobbies, or simply living a life we loved. Maximizing your income isn't just about padding your bank account. It's about giving yourself the financial freedom to live the life you want, both now and in the future. Now let's talk about step 3, minimize your spending. See, here's the thing. You can live large on a small budget. It's all about the choices you make.
For us, it started with cutting out the stuff that didn't add value to our lives. We avoided expensive and unhealthy habits like daily Starbucks runs and dining out. Instead, we cook at home, which is not only save us a ton of money, but also healthier than eating out.
And when it comes to buying things, we always look for deals. Facebook Marketplace has become our go-to spot for scoring amazing bargains. Need a new bike? Check Marketplace. Looking for furniture? Same thing. We always try to buy used whenever possible. And honestly, it's kind of fun. It's sort of like a treasure hunt. But we didn't just save on the basics. We found ways to enjoy life without breaking the bank. Both then and now, we still go to concerts, sporting events, shows, only we rarely ever pay full price. There's nothing quite like the thrill of scoring free or discounted tickets. In fact, it usually makes those experiences even sweeter.
Conventional wisdom tells you that as you earn more, you should spend more. But here's our take. Resist that urge. It's easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. But if you can control your spending, you will find you can still enjoy the good things in life without compromising your financial goals. Minimizing your spending doesn't mean sacrificing happiness. It's about being intentional with your money goals so you can enjoy life now and still retire early.
All right, so we've cut down our spending. Now let's talk about step 4, maximize your savings. So here's the deal. Every dollar saved is a dollar invested in your future freedom. For me, that meant maxing out my 401k and IRA every single year. On top of that, I funneled whatever was left over into a brokerage account. It wasn't just about stashing money away, it was about giving my future self the gift of options. The more I saved, the more freedom I had to make the choices that weren't driven just by money.
I took a slightly different path. Living with my parents wasn't just about saving on rent, it was about maximizing my ability to invest. In Cambodia, where I'm from, fixed-term deposits pay much higher interest rates than in the US. So I took advantage of that and invested heavily in those. It was a strategy that's allowed me to grow my saving without taking on unnecessary risk.
And here's where we once again challenge conventional wisdom. A lot of people think that saving means depriving yourself, but in reality, it's the opposite. Saving is about securing a life where you're not stressed about money, where you have the freedom to do what you want when you want. It's about creating a safety net that lets you live life on your own terms. And remember, saving more didn't mean that we had to put our lives on hold. In fact, it was quite the opposite. The more we saved, the more freedom we had to enjoy our lives without the nagging financial stress hanging over our heads.
So don't think of saving as a sacrifice. Think of it as an investment in your future freedom and the freedom to live your life exactly the way you want.
Now, step 5 is all about avoiding lifestyle creep. It's easy to fall into the trap of spending more as you start earning more. But here's the truth. Keeping up with the Joneses will only keep you broke. Take our gadgets, for example. We don't upgrade to the latest phone or computer just because a new one comes out. we keep our stuff until it literally dies. Same goes for our cars. I mean, if it still runs, why replace it? And don't get us started on fashion trends. We're not trying to compete with anyone, least of all those who think that buying the latest designer clothing somehow equals success. In fact, in our house, words like Coach, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton are considered foul language.
It's funny, isn't it? Society tells us that spending more means you have made it. But in reality, all that spending is just a way to stay stuck in the rat race. We say, save your money if you really want to make it to financial freedom. And here's the kicker. Avoiding lifestyle creep isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices. Every time we choose to stick with what we had instead of upgrading, we were really choosing to invest in our future. Those savings went into our investments, not into things that would lose the value the second we bought them.
So the next time you're tempted to upgrade just because you can, ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to my goals or is it pulling me away from them? Trust us, the Joneses aren't going to fund your retirement. You are.
Step 6 is all about where you choose to live. And let me tell you, where you live can make or break your financial freedom. For us, choosing a low cost of living area was a game changer. Jason decided to stay in the Midwest USA, a region known for its affordability, but also its high quality of life. It's not flashy like New York or Los Angeles, but it consistently ranked as one of the best areas to live. The cost of living is low, the community is strong, and you get a lot more bang for your buck.
And Darby's upbringing in Southeast Asia is another perfect example. The cost of living there is just a fraction of what it is in the US. When you're in a place where your dollar stretches further, it's a whole lot easier to save and invest. It's about making your money work for you, not the other way around. Now, I get the attraction of big cities. There's excitement, culture, endless things to do. But with that comes a hefty price tag. Sure, living in a major city might sound glamorous, but it's not always the best move for your bank account.
So why not consider a smaller and more affordable area? You can still have a rich and fulfilling life without the high costs. Plus, the remote work becoming more common, you can live somewhere affordable and still have access to opportunities. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between the lifestyle you want and the financial freedom you are aiming for. Moving to a lower cost area might just be the key to reaching your early retirement goals faster.
Now, step 7 is a little controversial, but it's a conversation we need to have. And that's deciding whether or not to have kids.
Now, let's be clear. This was our personal choice, and it's a big one. We decided not to have kids, and that decision had a massive impact on our ability to retire early.
And look, we're not saying kids aren't wonderful. I mean, they absolutely are. But they're also very expensive. And that's a reality that you just can't ignore. From daycare to college, kids add a significant financial responsibility. For us, not having that financial burden meant we could save more, invest more, and ultimately retire earlier.
We know this isn't just the right choice for everyone. If you do want kids, that's great. Your financial goal just will look a little bit different, and that's okay. It might take you longer to retire, but it's still possible. Plenty of people with kids retire early. It's just about how you manage your finances. So this step isn't about telling you what to do, but rather encouraging you to think critically about how big life decisions like having kids will impact your financial goals. Whatever choice you make, just make sure it aligns with the life you want to build. At the end of the day, it's all about understanding the financial implications of your choice and planning accordingly. For us, not having kids was a key factor in our early retirement, but every journey is unique.
And now for the part you've all been waiting for, our secret bonus step. And that's take advantage of free money. Yep, you heard that right, free money. Now, we've been able to pull in thousands of dollars each year, and you can do it too. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. It's all about bank account sign-up bonuses. So every year for the past 8 years or so, I've made anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 just by opening new bank accounts and meeting their minimum requirements. And now that Darby can join in, we're doubling that income. That's up to $8,000 a year of free money just for being smart about where we put our cash.
Yep. Think about it. Over 10 years, that's $80,000 extra money in your pockets. Money that's helped us fund travel, invest more, and enjoy life without touching our core savings. And the best part? We're just getting started. Stay tuned for a future video where we will dive deeper into how we double our free money income and how you can start doing it too.
This is the kind of smart, strategic move that can accelerate your path to early retirement. It's all about making the most about what's out there and taking full advantage of every opportunity.
Trust us, free money is out there. You just need to know where to look and how to get it. And we will show you exactly how in the future video.
So remember that unanswered question from the beginning? How did we turn our average salaries into a 7-figure retirement fund? Well, the real key to our success wasn't just in following these steps. It was making sure we enjoyed the journey along the way. Because what's the point of financial freedom if you're not living the life you love?
We didn't have a 6-figure salary and we didn't win the lottery. We just made smart choices and stayed consistent. And most importantly, we didn't put our happiness on hold. If you can do it, you can too.
Look, the secret is simple. Start today, stay disciplined, but don't forget, life's too short not to enjoy it.
If this video gave you a new perspective, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on more tips for financial freedom and living your best life.